98.9% of you are not subscribed. Enter and subscribe because of the amount of 1,000 subscribers I will post a very special video for you. The ancient relic awakens. The year 3275. A galaxy in turmoil. The year was 3275, and the Galactic Federation was in turmoil. The vast expanse of the Milky Way was embroiled in a cataclysmic conflict that threatened to tear the galaxy apart. Factions from every corner of known space clashed in battles that left entire star systems in ruin. Yet, amidst the chaos, one race had remained largely untouched by the ravages of war. The humans. Humanity, once a dominant force in the galaxy, had retreated to the periphery of the galactic community, their presence reduced to a whisper of their former glory. Their reasons for withdrawal were as varied as they were mysterious, but most attributed it to their tragic encounter with the Nephilites, a warlike race that had decimated human colonies centuries ago. The humans, it seemed, had grown weary of war and chose instead to focus on their own survival, hidden away in the Sol system. The Galactic Federation's desperate plea. However, this isolation was not to last. The Galactic Federation was losing ground against the relentless assault of the hegemony of Zal, a ruthless alliance of warrior species led by the merciless general Zorath. The Federation, desperate and on the brink of collapse, turned to the humans, seeking their aid in a war they could no longer win alone. In the heart of the Sol system, Earth remained a bastion of hope and history. On its surface, buried beneath the sands of time and obscured by layers of technological advancements, lay a relic from humanity's ancient past, the warship Invictus. This colossal vessel, a testament to human ingenuity and martial prowess, had not seen battle in over 3 centuries. It was a legend, a myth that inspired both awe and fear across the galaxy. Arrival of the emissaries. As the Federation's emissaries arrived on Earth, they were met with skepticism and caution. The humans had little interest in rejoining a war that had already cost them so much. Yet the dire situation of the Federation could not be ignored. Reluctantly, the Council of Earth convened, debating whether to awaken their ancient guardian. "We cannot turn our backs on the galaxy," argued Admiral Kira Solis, a decorated officer and one of the few humans who still remembered the old tales of the Invictus. "Our allies need us. The Invictus was built to defend humanity and our friends. It is time we honor that legacy." Opposition came swiftly from others in the council. "Admiral, you know as well as I do that activating the Invictus could draw the Zal directly to us. Earth could become a target," countered Minister Valen Rios, his voice tinged with concern. "We are safe here. Do we dare risk that for a war that might be beyond saving?" The debate raged on, with voices rising and falling like the tides. Outside the council chamber, the skies above Earth remained calm, a stark contrast to the turmoil unfolding across the galaxy. It was a tranquility that many feared would soon be shattered. Decision to awaken the Invictus. Finally, after hours of deliberation, a decision was reached. The council voted narrowly to awaken the Invictus. The risk was great, but the potential reward was greater. Humanity would once again take its place among the stars, not as conquerors, but as protectors. Deep within a hidden bunker, surrounded by layers of security and ancient technology, lay the control room of the Invictus. Admiral Solis herself took the honor of initiating the reactivation sequence. As her fingers danced across the control panel, ancient circuits hummed to life, and the warship began to awaken from its long slumber. The ground trembled as the Invictus emerged from its subterranean cradle. Towering and imposing, the ship was a marvel of engineering, bristling with weaponry and shielded by layers of impenetrable armor. Its presence alone was enough to inspire hope and dread in equal measure. As the Invictus ascended into the sky, a message was broadcast to the Federation and the hegemony alike. Humanity had returned to the fray. The galaxy watched in anticipation, knowing that the balance of power was about to shift in ways none could have foreseen. The Invictus prepares for battle. On the bridge of the Invictus, Admiral Solis stood tall, her eyes fixed on the stars. "Set course for the front lines," she commanded, her voice steady and resolute. "Let's show them what the Invictus can do." The ancient warship, a relic of a bygone era, surged forward, its engines roaring to life with a ferocity that belied its age. The galaxy would soon learn that while the humans had retreated, they had not forgotten how to fight. And when their ancient warship joined the war, it was over in hours. The legacy of the Invictus. The Invictus was not just a warship, it was a symbol of human resilience and determination. Built during the height of humanity's expansion into the galaxy, it had seen countless battles and emerged victorious each time. Its hull bore the scars of many conflicts, each mark a testament to its endurance and the skill of its crew. Admiral Solis felt a surge of pride as she walked the corridors of the Invictus. She had grown up hearing stories of its legendary exploits, and now she was part of its legacy. The crew, handpicked from the best that humanity had to offer, shared her sense of duty and resolve. They knew the stakes and were prepared to give their all. The Federation's last hope. As the Invictus neared the front lines, the scale of the devastation became clear. Entire fleets lay in ruins, and planets once teeming with life were now lifeless husks. The hegemony of Zal had left a trail of destruction in its wake, and the Federation's forces were struggling to hold their ground. Aboard the flagship of the Federation fleet, Grand Admiral Thalcor watched the approach of the Invictus with a mix of hope and skepticism. "Can one ship truly make a difference?" he wondered aloud. "It is no ordinary ship," replied Commander Lyra, his second-in-command. "The Invictus is a symbol, a beacon. Its presence alone could rally our forces and turn the tide." Arrival at the battlefront. The Invictus arrived just as the Federation's defenses were on the verge of collapse. General Zorath, a towering figure clad in ornate armor, watched from his command ship, a predatory smile on his face. "So, the humans have finally decided to join the fight," he mused. "Let them come. We will crush them like all the others." Admiral Solis surveyed the battlefield from the bridge of the Invictus. The situation was dire, but she felt a steely determination. "All hands prepare for battle. We fight not just for humanity, but for the entire galaxy." The first engagement. The Invictus moved into position, its weapon systems coming online with a hum of power. The hegemony's ships turned to face the new threat, their weapons charging. The first volleys were exchanged, and the Invictus demonstrated why it was feared. Its advanced shielding absorbed the initial onslaught, and its return fire was devastating. Laser batteries and plasma cannons unleashed a torrent of destruction, cutting through the enemy ranks with precision. Federation ships, emboldened by the arrival of the Invictus, regrouped and launched a counteroffensive. The tide of battle began to shift. General Zorath's smile faded as he realized the severity of the situation. "Concentrate all fire on the human ship," he ordered. "It must be destroyed at all costs." A desperate gambit. The hegemony's ships converged on the Invictus, bombarding it with relentless firepower. The warship's shields flickered under the intense barrage, but held firm. Admiral Solis remained calm, issuing orders with precision. "Divert power to the forward shields. Focus our fire on their command ship." The Invictus surged forward, its weapons blazing. The hegemony's command ship, the Wrath of Zal, took the brunt of the assault. Explosions rippled across its hull, and internal systems began to fail. General Zorath, realizing his ship was doomed, issued a final command. "All ships retreat. We will regroup and strike again." The hegemony's fleet broke off their attack and fled, leaving the battlefield to the Federation. Cheers erupted on the bridge of the Invictus as the enemy retreated. Admiral Solis allowed herself a small smile. "We have won this battle, but the war is far from over." Rallying the Federation, news of the victory spread quickly, and the Invictus became a symbol of hope and resilience. Federation forces rallied, their morale boosted by the presence of the legendary warship. Admiral Solis and her crew became heroes, their names spoken with reverence across the galaxy. The Council of the Galactic Federation, recognizing the significance of the Invictus, requested a meeting with Admiral Solis. They needed her leadership and the power of the ancient warship to turn the tide of the war. In a grand hall aboard the Federation's capital ship, the Unity, representatives from countless species gathered. Admiral Solis stood before them, her presence commanding respect. "We have faced dark times, but we are not beaten," she began. "The Invictus is a reminder of what we can achieve when we stand together. We must unite, pool our resources, and take the fight to the hegemony. This war will not be won in a single battle, but with determination and unity we will prevail. A united front." The representatives listened intently, their resolve hardening. One by one, they pledged their support, offering ships, troops, and resources to the cause. The Federation, once fractured and on the brink of collapse, began to unite. Admiral Solis knew that the road ahead would be long and arduous. The hegemony of Zal was a formidable foe, and General Zorath would not be easily defeated. But with the Invictus leading the charge, there was hope. As preparations for the next phase of the war began, the Invictus underwent repairs and upgrades. Engineers worked tirelessly to ensure the ancient warship was in peak condition. New technologies were integrated, enhancing its already formidable capabilities. The calm before the storm. During this time, Admiral Solis took the opportunity to reflect on the journey that had brought her and her crew to this point. She visited the memorials dedicated to those who had fought and fallen in humanity's previous wars. The sacrifices of the past weighed heavily on her, but they also strengthened her resolve. In quiet moments, she would walk the corridors of the Invictus, speaking with her crew and ensuring their spirits remained high. They were more than just soldiers. They were a family, bound by a common purpose: the hegemony's counterattack. The respite was short-lived. The hegemony of Zal, humiliated by their defeat, regrouped and launched a massive counterattack. They struck at key Federation worlds, aiming to cripple the fledgling alliance before it could fully mobilize. The Invictus and its fleet were dispatched to intercept the hegemony's forces. The battles that followed were fierce and unrelenting. The Invictus proved its worth time and again, its advanced weaponry and impenetrable defenses turning the tide in the Federation's favor. The Battle of Tarsus V. One of the most pivotal engagements occurred at Tarsus V, a strategically vital planet. The hegemony had established a stronghold there, and its defenses were formidable. The Federation knew that taking Tarsus V would be a significant blow to the enemy. The Invictus led the assault, its weapons blazing as it tore through the hegemony's fleet. Admiral Solis coordinated the attack with precision, directing Federation forces to key targets. Ground troops, supported by aerial bombardments, pushed forward, inching closer to the enemy's command center. General Zorath, overseeing the defense from a fortified bunker, watched the battle unfold with growing frustration. "These humans are relentless," he snarled. "Prepare the final contingency." A turning point. As the battle raged, the Invictus took heavy fire. Its shields flickered and buckled, and sections of its hull were breached. Yet the crew remained steadfast, their determination unwavering. Admiral Solis, injured but undeterred, continued to lead from the front. In a daring move, the Invictus's tactical officer, Lieutenant Aria Vega, suggested a risky maneuver. "We can use the ship's gravitational manipulation capabilities to destabilize their defenses," she proposed. "It will leave us vulnerable, but it could give our ground forces the edge they need." Admiral Solis considered the plan, the weight of the decision heavy on her shoulders. "Do it," she ordered. "All hands, brace for impact." The Invictus unleashed a gravitational pulse, disrupting the enemy's fortifications. The ground shook, and the hegemony's defenses crumbled. Federation troops surged forward, overwhelming the enemy positions. Victory at a cost. Tarsus V was liberated, but the victory came at a high cost. The Invictus was severely damaged, and many brave soldiers had fallen. As the dust settled, Admiral Solis looked out over the battlefield, her heart heavy with the loss. Yet, amidst the sorrow, there was hope. The liberation of Tarsus V marked a turning point in the war. The hegemony of Zal was on the defensive, their morale shattered. The Federation, united and resolute, pressed their advantage. The final push. With each passing day, the Federation grew stronger. New alliances were forged and old wounds were healed. The Invictus, repaired and upgraded, led the charge in the final push to end the war. The battles were brutal, but the Federation's determination never wavered. General Zorath, realizing his defeat was inevitable, made a last stand at the hegemony's capital. The Invictus and its fleet descended upon the enemy's stronghold, their resolve unbreakable. The climactic battle. The final battle was a maelstrom of fire and fury. The Invictus unleashed its full might, tearing through enemy lines with surgical precision. Federation forces, bolstered by their newfound unity, fought with unmatched ferocity. General Zorath, cornered and desperate, unleashed his most devastating weapon, a planet-killer device capable of annihilating entire worlds. "If I am to fall, I will take you all with me," he vowed. A hero's sacrifice. Admiral Solus, realizing the gravity of the threat, made a fateful decision. "We cannot let that weapon be used," she declared. "Prepare the Invictus for a suicide run." The crew, understanding the stakes, did not hesitate. The Invictus charged forward, its engines pushed to their limits. As it approached the enemy stronghold, it took heavy fire, but its course remained true. In a final heroic act, the Invictus collided with the enemy's command center, its explosion obliterating the planet-killer device and ending the threat once and for all. The aftermath. The sacrifice of the Invictus and its crew was not in vain. The hegemony of Zal was defeated, and the galaxy was saved from destruction. The Federation, united by the courage and sacrifice of the humans, began the long process of rebuilding. Admiral Kira Solus and her crew were remembered as heroes, their names etched into the annals of history. The Invictus, though gone, became a symbol of hope and resilience for generations to come. A new dawn. As the galaxy emerged from the shadows of war, humanity took its place among the stars once more. They were no longer isolated, but part of a greater whole. The lessons of the past guided them, and the legacy of the Invictus inspired them. In the end, the war had been won not just with weapons, but with unity, courage, and sacrifice. The humans had returned to the galaxy, not as conquerors, but as protectors and allies, and the memory of the Invictus ensured that they would never be underestimated again. Reflections and rebuilding. In the aftermath of the war, the galaxy began to heal. Worlds ravaged by conflict were rebuilt, and species once at odds found common ground. The Federation, strengthened by its trials, emerged as a beacon of hope and cooperation. Humanity played a pivotal role in this new era of peace. The Council of Earth, having learned the importance of unity, extended their hand in friendship to former adversaries. The scars of the past began to fade, replaced by the promise of a brighter future. Admiral Solus, now a revered figure in galactic history, dedicated herself to ensuring that the sacrifices of the Invictus and its crew were never forgotten. She worked tirelessly to promote peace and understanding, knowing that the true victory lay not in war, but in the bonds forged in its wake, the legacy of the Invictus. The Invictus became more than just a warship. It became a legend, a symbol of what could be achieved when people stood together against insurmountable odds. Monuments were erected in its honor, and its story was told across the galaxy, inspiring generations to come. In classrooms and academies, young cadets learned of the bravery and sacrifice of Admiral Solus and her crew. The principles they embodied, courage, unity, and determination, became the cornerstone of a new era. A message to the stars. As the years passed, the memory of the Invictus remained a guiding light. Humanity and the Federation continued to explore the stars, seeking out new worlds and forging new alliances. The lessons of the past were never forgotten, ensuring that the horrors of war would not be repeated. In the quiet moments, beneath the vast expanse of the cosmos, the spirit of the Invictus lived on. It was a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope could shine through. And as long as that spirit endured, the galaxy would never again face such peril alone. The final stand. The war against the Zarkonian Empire had reached a critical juncture. The Coalition's recent successes had bolstered their confidence, but the Zarkonians, though wounded, were far from defeated. High Commander Xylar, determined to reclaim their lost glory, prepared to launch a massive offensive that would either secure their dominance or lead to their downfall. The Coalition's intelligence network intercepted fragments of Zarkonian communications, revealing plans for a coordinated strike against multiple key installations. Among these was the Coalition's central command on Zanara, the heart of their strategic operations. The message was clear. If Zanara fell, the Coalition would be crippled. In response, the Coalition's leaders convened an emergency meeting. High Chancellor Soreth's visage was resolute as he addressed the assembly. "We stand on the brink of a decisive battle. The Zarkonians aim to strike at the very heart of our alliance. We must hold Zanara at all costs." Captain Marcus Steele and Dr. Ilara Monroe, now seasoned veterans of the war, were tasked with leading the defense of Zanara. The USS Eternity, the Coalition's most powerful warship, would be the linchpin of their strategy. Reinforcements from across the galaxy were called in, creating a formidable armada ready to defend their home. As preparations for the defense intensified, the atmosphere on Zanara was a mixture of grim determination and hope. The citizens and soldiers alike understood the stakes. The Coalition's engineers worked around the clock to fortify defenses and enhance the capabilities of their warships. The Eternity systems were pushed to their limits, incorporating the latest advancements in weaponry and shielding. The day of the Zarkonian offensive arrived. The Coalition's fleet, a vast array of ships from countless species, took their positions around Zanara. The Eternity, at the center of the formation, stood as a beacon of hope and strength. Steele and Monroe on the bridge prepared their crew for the coming storm. "All systems ready," Monroe reported, her voice steady despite the tension. Steele nodded. "Let's show them what we're made of." The first wave of Zarkonian ships emerged from hyperspace, their dark hulls gleaming ominously against the backdrop of space. The Coalition's forces held their ground, waiting for the enemy to come within range. When the command was given, the void erupted into a maelstrom of energy blasts and missile fire. The battle was intense and chaotic. The Zarkonians fought with relentless ferocity, their ships maneuvering with precision and deadly intent. The Coalition's forces responded with equal determination, their coordinated tactics and advanced technology holding the line. On the bridge of the Eternity, Steele and Monroe directed the battle with calm precision. The warship's cannons roared, sending devastating volleys into the enemy ranks. The ship's shields flared as they absorbed incoming fire, holding strong against the assault. As the battle raged on, a Zarkonian dreadnought broke through the Coalition's lines, making a direct course for Zanara. The ship, bristling with weapons, posed a grave threat to the planet's defenses. Steele recognized the danger immediately. "Aegis, target that dreadnought," Steele ordered. "We can't let it reach Zanara." "Affirmative, Captain," Aegis replied, locking on target. The Eternity's main cannon swiveled into position, unleashing a barrage of energy blasts at the approaching dreadnought. The Zarkonian ship returned fire, its weapons cutting through space with lethal precision. The two titans exchanged blows, their shields flaring and hulls shuddering under the impact. On the ground, the citizens of Zanara watched the battle unfold in the skies above. The sight of the Eternity and the Coalition's fleet holding the line filled them with hope and determination. Soldiers manned anti-aircraft batteries and prepared for a potential ground assault, ready to defend their home to the last. Back in space, the battle reached a fever pitch. The Zarkonian dreadnought, despite its formidable defenses, began to falter under the relentless onslaught of the Eternity's firepower. With a final cataclysmic explosion, the dreadnought's hull breached, and it was consumed by a massive fireball. Cheers erupted across the Coalition's communications channels, but the battle was far from over. More Zarkonian ships poured into the system, their commanders desperate to overwhelm the Coalition's defenses. Steele and Monroe coordinated with the fleet, directing reinforcements and adjusting tactics to counter the new threats. Echoes of a warship's legacy. The calm after the storm. The galaxy found itself in a rare moment of tranquility after the harrowing war. The destruction and loss, though immense, had paved the way for a newfound unity among the stars. With the hegemony of Zal defeated, the Galactic Federation embarked on a mission to restore and rebuild. It was a time of healing and reflection, but also of new beginnings and cautious optimism. Earth's transformation. Back on Earth, humanity underwent a significant transformation. The once reclusive species began to open their doors to other civilizations. Earth became a hub of cultural exchange and technological advancement, showcasing the rich diversity of the galaxy. Cities thrived, rebuilt with a blend of ancient human architecture and advanced alien technologies. The shadow of the war slowly receded, replaced by a vibrant and interconnected society. Remembering the fallen A Grand Memorial was constructed in honor of the Invictus and its crew. Situated in the heart of what was once the bustling metropolis of New London, the memorial stood as a beacon of hope and resilience. People from all corners of the galaxy visited, paying their respects and drawing inspiration from the legacy of the ancient warship. Admiral Kira Solis, now a legendary figure, often visited the memorial. She would stand before the towering structure, lost in thought, remembering the sacrifices made. Her visits were not just personal, they served as a reminder to all that the price of peace had been high, and it was a peace that needed to be cherished and protected. A call to exploration. With the immediate threat of war dissipated, the Federation turned its focus to exploration. New ships were commissioned, and missions were planned to chart unexplored regions of the galaxy. Humanity, rejuvenated and curious, played a pivotal role in these expeditions. The spirit of the Invictus lived on in these ventures, symbolizing humanity's unyielding desire to seek out the unknown. One of the most ambitious missions was the exploration of the Andromeda Galaxy. A fleet of ships, equipped with the latest technologies, set out on a journey that would take them beyond the Milky Way. Leading this fleet was Captain Lyra, a seasoned officer who had served under Admiral Solis during the war. Her ship, the Voyager, was a marvel of engineering, designed for deep space exploration and long-term missions, discoveries, and challenges. The journey to Andromeda was fraught with challenges. The vast expanse of intergalactic space was treacherous, filled with cosmic phenomena that tested the limits of their technology and resolve. The crew of the Voyager encountered strange and wondrous phenomena, nebulae that shimmered with colors unseen before, rogue planets drifting in the void, and ancient ruins of civilizations long gone. Among these discoveries was a derelict spacecraft of unknown origin. The ship, massive and hauntingly beautiful, floated aimlessly in the darkness. Captain Lyra and her team boarded the vessel, their hearts pounding with anticipation and caution. Inside, they found relics of an advanced civilization, their technology and culture vastly different from anything known in the Milky Way. As they explored the derelict, they uncovered records that told a story of a once thriving civilization brought to ruin by internal strife and external threats. It was a sobering reminder of the fragility of peace and the importance of unity. The crew of the Voyager documented their findings, hoping to learn from the past and avoid similar fates. A new threat emerges. While the Federation celebrated its new age of exploration, a new threat loomed on the horizon. In the depths of the uncharted regions of space, an ancient and powerful entity stirred. Known as the Harbingers, these beings were remnants of a forgotten era, their motives and origins shrouded in mystery. They had remained dormant for millennia, but the disturbances caused by the war had awakened them. The Harbingers began to move, their presence felt as a ripple of fear and unease across the galaxy. Reports of their sightings and the destruction they left in their wake began to surface. They were not like the hegemony of Zal. They were far more advanced and enigmatic. Their technology was beyond comprehension, and their intentions were unknown. The Federation responds. The news of the Harbinger's awakening reached the Federation Council. Panic and uncertainty spread, but so did a resolve to face this new threat head-on. The lessons learned from the war against the hegemony of Zal were fresh in their minds, and the Federation knew they had to act swiftly and decisively. Admiral Solis, despite her age, was called upon once again to lead the defense. She accepted the responsibility with a heavy heart but a clear mind. "We cannot allow fear to paralyze us," she declared in a council meeting. "We must understand our enemy and find a way to counter their threat." A task force was assembled. composed of the best minds and most advanced ships the Federation had to offer. Among them was the newly constructed warship, the Resolute. Built with the lessons learned from the Invictus, the Resolute was a beacon of hope and strength. It was equipped with cutting-edge weaponry, advanced shielding, and a crew ready to face the unknown. Seeking allies' understanding. The magnitude of the threat posed by the Harbingers, the Federation sought to strengthen its alliances. Messages were sent to distant civilizations, some of whom had remained neutral or isolated. The call was clear. Unity was their best chance at survival. Among the civilizations that answered the call was the enigmatic Therans, a species known for their wisdom and advanced technology. The Therans had remained aloof during the previous conflicts, but the threat of the Harbingers compelled them to join forces with the Federation. Their leader, Archon Ral, pledged their support, stating, "Our knowledge and technology are at your disposal. Together, we will stand against this ancient foe." The search for knowledge. To understand the Harbingers, the Federation turned to the wealth of knowledge contained in the ruins discovered by the Voyager. Scientists and historians worked tirelessly to decode the ancient texts and analyze the artifacts. They hoped to uncover clues about the origins of the Harbingers and, more importantly, a way to counter their threat. One of the most significant discoveries was a series of star maps detailing the movements and territories of the Harbingers. These maps revealed that the Harbingers had once ruled a vast empire, stretching across multiple galaxies. Their fall, as depicted in the ancient records, was sudden and catastrophic, but the reasons remained unclear. Dr. Elena Faraday, a leading xenologist, hypothesized that the Harbingers' downfall was linked to a powerful force or entity that had turned against them. If we can find out what brought them down before, we might have a chance to do it again, she explained to the Council. Preparing for conflict. Armed with new knowledge and strengthened by their alliances, the Federation prepared for the inevitable conflict. The Resolute and its fleet, now bolstered by Theran ships and other allied forces, patrolled the borders of known space, ready to intercept any incursion by the Harbingers. Training exercises and war games were conducted to ensure that the fleet was battle-ready. The crews, though diverse in species and backgrounds, shared a common purpose. They were determined to protect their homes and loved ones from this new menace. Captain Lyra, now a key figure in the Federation's strategy, coordinated efforts with Admiral Solis. Together, they planned a series of reconnaissance missions to gather more intelligence on the Harbingers. These missions were risky, but the information they could provide was invaluable. The first encounter. The first direct encounter with the Harbingers occurred in the uncharted regions of the Orion Arm. A Federation patrol, led by Captain Lyra aboard the Voyager, detected unusual energy signatures and moved to investigate. What they found was a Harbinger scout ship, sleek and ominous, unlike anything they had seen before. The encounter quickly escalated into a skirmish. The Harbinger ship, though outnumbered, demonstrated advanced capabilities, including energy weapons that pierced through shields with ease. The Voyager and its escorts fought valiantly, managing to disable the enemy ship, but at a cost. Several Federation ships were heavily damaged, and casualties were reported. The wreckage of the Harbinger ship was transported to a secure facility for analysis. The technology, though damaged, provided crucial insights into the capabilities of their new enemy. Engineers and scientists worked around the clock, deciphering the intricacies of Harbinger technology and devising countermeasures. Unity in the face of adversity. As the threat of the Harbingers loomed larger, the sense of unity within the Federation grew stronger. Species that had once been adversaries or indifferent to each other's plight now stood shoulder to shoulder. The realization that their survival depended on cooperation fostered a new sense of camaraderie. Cultural exchanges flourished, and shared knowledge and technology accelerated advancements in various fields. The Federation Council became a melting pot of ideas and strategies, drawing on the strengths and wisdom of all its members. The search for answers. Dr. Faraday and her team, along with Theran scholars, continued their research into the ancient ruins. They uncovered references to a powerful artifact known as the Eclipse Stone, believed to be capable of neutralizing the Harbinger's advanced technology. The location of the Eclipse Stone, however, was a mystery. Determined to find the artifact, the Federation launched an expedition to the most likely location, a distant and perilous region known as the Dark Nebula. The Resolute, leading a fleet of explorers, set course for the nebula, braving its treacherous conditions in search of the key to their salvation. Journey into the unknown. The Dark Nebula was a realm of swirling gases and electromagnetic storms, a place where navigation was challenging and danger lurked at every turn. The fleet, relying on advanced sensors and navigational aids, pressed forward, encountering strange phenomena and hostile environments. As they ventured deeper into the nebula, the fleet discovered an ancient star system, its planets shrouded in mystery. One planet in particular emitted unusual energy readings that matched the descriptions of the Eclipse Stone. The Resolute and its escorts descended into orbit, preparing for a ground expedition. Captain Lyra led the expedition team, which included Dr. Faraday and Theron specialists. They landed on the planet's surface, a barren and desolate landscape that hinted at a once great civilization. The team encountered remnants of ancient structures and artifacts, their significance slowly revealing itself: the Eclipse Stone. In the heart of a ruined temple, the team found the Eclipse Stone. It was a massive crystalline structure pulsating with energy. The moment they approached, the stone reacted, emitting a resonance that seemed to harmonize with their technology. Dr. Faraday theorized that the stone could be activated to create a protective barrier or a weapon against the Harbingers. However, its activation required a specific sequence, inscribed in ancient glyphs scattered around the temple. As the team worked to decode the sequence, they were ambushed by Harbinger drones. A fierce battle ensued, with the Federation forces fighting to protect the Eclipse Stone. Captain Lyra, showcasing her leadership and combat prowess, coordinated the defense, ensuring the team had enough time to complete their task: activating the stone. With the sequence decoded, Dr. Faraday and the Theron specialists activated the Eclipse Stone. A surge of energy erupted from the stone, enveloping the planet in a protective shield. The Harbinger drones were neutralized, their systems disrupted by the stone's energy. The success of the mission was a turning point. The Eclipse Stone, now in Federation control, was transported back to a secure facility. Its power was harnessed and studied, providing a crucial advantage against the Harbingers. The final confrontation. Armed with the knowledge and power of the Eclipse Stone, the Federation prepared for the final confrontation with the Harbingers. The fleet, now equipped with enhanced technology and bolstered by the unity of its diverse members, set out to face the ancient threat. The Harbingers, aware of the Federation's growing strength, launched a massive assault on the heart of Federation space. The two forces clashed in a titanic battle, the likes of which had never been seen before. Admiral Solis, aboard the Resolute, led the defense. The battle was fierce and chaotic, with ships maneuvering through a storm of energy blasts and debris. The Federation, utilizing the Eclipse Stone's power, managed to hold their ground, countering the Harbinger's advanced weaponry. A new dawn. As the battle raged, a critical moment arrived. Admiral Solis, recognizing an opportunity, ordered a concentrated assault on the Harbinger command ship. The combined might of the Federation fleet, focused and relentless, broke through the enemy's defenses. The Harbinger command ship, crippled and on the verge of destruction, attempted a final desperate counterattack. Admiral Solis, with a calm and steady hand, directed her forces to intercept and neutralize the threat. The command ship exploded in a brilliant flash, signaling the end of the Harbinger threat. The galaxy breathed a collective sigh of relief. The Harbingers, once an unstoppable force, were defeated. The Federation, through unity and determination, had overcome yet another monumental challenge, a legacy of peace. The victory against the Harbingers solidified the Federation's unity and strength. The lessons learned and the bonds forged in the crucible of war created a foundation for lasting peace and prosperity. Humanity, no longer isolated, embraced its role as a leader and protector within the Federation. The legacy of the Invictus and the Resolute continued to inspire future generations. As the galaxy moved forward, the memory of the conflicts and the sacrifices made served as a reminder of the importance of unity and cooperation. The spirit of exploration and the pursuit of knowledge flourished, guided by the principles that had seen them through the darkest times. The story of the Invictus and its successors became a legend, a beacon of hope and resilience for all who called the galaxy home. And as the stars shone brightly in the vast expanse of space, the legacy of those who had fought and sacrificed ensured that they would never be forgotten. The New Horizon. The Era of Exploration. With the threat of the Harbingers extinguished, the galaxy embraced an era of unprecedented exploration and discovery. The Galactic Federation, now a unified and formidable force, turned its attention to the mysteries that lay beyond its known borders. The spirit of adventure and curiosity thrived as expeditions were launched to chart new territories and uncover the secrets of the cosmos. Humanity played a leading role in this new age. The legacy of the Invictus and the Resolute inspired a new generation of explorers, scientists, and diplomats. Earth became a beacon of innovation and cultural exchange, drawing scholars and adventurers from across the galaxy. The edge of the galaxy. One of the most ambitious missions was the exploration of the Galactic Edge, a vast and largely uncharted region. The Federation's flagship, the Odyssey, set out on a journey that would push the boundaries of known space. Commanded by Captain Lyra, who had earned her reputation during the Harbinger conflict, the Odyssey was equipped with the latest advancements in technology and a diverse crew ready to face the unknown. The journey to the Galactic Edge was filled with challenges and wonders. The Odyssey encountered strange celestial phenomena, ancient ruins of forgotten civilizations, and life forms unlike any seen before. Each discovery added to the collective knowledge of the galaxy, bringing new insights and sparking the imagination of countless beings. The beacon of unity. Back in the core worlds, the Federation continued to strengthen its bonds. The annual Galactic Summit held on Earth became a symbol of unity and cooperation. Leaders from all member species gathered to discuss shared goals, celebrate achievements, and address challenges. The summit fostered a spirit of camaraderie and mutual respect, reinforcing the Federation's commitment to peace and progress. Admiral Kira Solis, now retired from active duty, often attended the summit as an honored guest. Her presence served as a reminder of the sacrifices made and the resilience that had seen them through dark times. She shared her wisdom and experiences, mentoring the next generation of leaders who would guide the galaxy forward. The legacy continues. The exploration of the Galactic Edge led to the discovery of a habitable planet, rich in resources and potential. Named Nova Terra, it became a focal point for colonization and development. The Federation established a research outpost and a colony, attracting settlers and scientists eager to build a new future. Among the settlers was Dr. Elena Faraday, whose work on the Eclipse Stone had been instrumental in defeating the Harbingers. She led a team of researchers dedicated to studying the unique flora and fauna of Nova Terra, uncovering new biological phenomena and potential medical breakthroughs. A new threat emerges. As the Federation flourished, a new threat began to stir in the depths of space. An unknown entity, referred to as the Voidwalkers, emerged from the fringes of the galaxy. These beings, shrouded in mystery and darkness, possessed advanced technology and an enigmatic purpose. Their incursions into Federation space were marked by stealth and precision, leaving destruction and fear in their wake. The Federation, aware of the growing threat, mobilized its forces. The Odyssey, returning from its mission at the Galactic Edge, was tasked with investigating the Voidwalkers. Captain Lyra, seasoned and resolute, prepared her crew for the challenge. The Odyssey's mission was to gather intelligence, uncover the Voidwalkers' motives, and if necessary, engage the enemy to protect the galaxy. The final stand. The confrontation with the Voidwalkers culminated in a battle of unprecedented scale. The Federation's fleet, united and determined, faced off against the Voidwalkers in a remote star system. The Odyssey, at the forefront of the battle, showcased the advancements in unity that the Federation had achieved. The battle was fierce and chaotic, with both sides displaying remarkable tactics and technology. The Voidwalkers, though formidable, were ultimately no match for the combined might of the Federation. The Odyssey played a pivotal role, its crew demonstrating unparalleled bravery and skill. A lasting peace. The defeat of the Voidwalkers marked the end of an era of conflict and the beginning of a lasting peace. The Federation, having overcome multiple existential threats, emerged stronger and more united than ever before. The spirit of exploration and cooperation continued to thrive, guiding the galaxy towards a future filled with hope and possibility. Admiral Kira Solis, witnessing the triumphs of the Federation from her peaceful retirement, felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The legacy of the Invictus and the sacrifices made had not been in vain. The galaxy had learned the value of unity, resilience, and the pursuit of knowledge. The New Dawn. As the galaxy moved forward, the memory of the wars and the heroes who fought them remained a guiding light. Monuments and memorials across countless worlds honored the fallen and celebrated the achievements of those who had fought for peace and unity. The stories of the Invictus, the Resolute, and the Odyssey became legends, inspiring future generations to strive for greatness and uphold the values that had seen them through the darkest times. The Galactic Federation, now a beacon of hope and progress, continued to explore, discover, and build a better future for all its members. The stars, once symbols of mystery and danger, now shone brightly with the promise of endless possibilities. And as the galaxy looked to the horizon, it did so with a sense of optimism and determination, knowing that, united, they could overcome any challenge and achieve anything they set their minds to. End of story. This concludes the story, covering the aftermath of the conflict, the era of exploration, the rise of a new threat, and the ultimate victory leading to lasting peace. If you have any specific adjustments or additional details you'd like to include, feel free to let me know.